Again, welcome everyone to the audience. This is our panel discussion session today. My name is Shanti, and I'm with the TC Global Singapore office, and it's been my fourth year already. So today we're going to actually look at the topic of future of work innovative trends. We have with us really good panelists. Right now we have Mr. Pankaj Jain. He's a regional director of India UTS College, and he comes with vast experiences, more than 28 years. And actually, without further ado, let me just stop myself here and put you in the hands of our lovely panelists. Mr. Pankaj, over to you. Maybe you can give us an introduction.
Sure. Thanks, Shamsi. It's a pleasure to be here with students. It's always joy to meet students, discuss things, and get a feel of what students are looking at. So I have around 28 years experience, as Shamsi told you. I'm an engineer by background from NSUT, which was DIT long back. I've done my MBA from University of Leeds, UK. I was regional director for University of Leeds South Asia office from 1990 to 2009, and then worked as a consultant, where we did UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, all countries. Last year, I've joined UTS College, which is University of Technology Sydney College, as a regional director for South Asia. So we handles India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and it's a recruitment office. We have office in Delhi, and we are the pathway provider to UTS University. So we send students who want to study 1 year with us and 2 years at undergrad program or a pre-master's program with us, and then they join the main UTS campus.
Right. That's really wonderful. So maybe what we can do is we'll walk you through the questions, and if any of them have any Q&A, they can actually chat to us, and then we can bring that up live and address it as well. So probably from your own view, Mr. Pankaj, what do you feel is the trends that we are merging from the last decade to what we're expecting in the next decade to look like?
I think if you see the last decade, the trends have been, we have become very technology driven. You have seen the mobile phones, iPhone launches program, mobiles every 1 year, iPhone 13 has come. You had a very good thing called Alexa, which even Amitabh Bachchan has endorsed, his voice is coming now. If you have the TVs, you have all on a Amazon Fire Stick, you can view all the channels. So technology has changed over a period of time, and during the last 18 months of COVID in India particularly, we have learned how to use technology. Nobody knew Zoom, nobody knew Ring Central, nobody knew Microsoft Teams, and now even the students, the professors, corporates, everybody is using technology. So I think the trends have changed. We have become technology driven, and we were already, like, India is IT hub. You have seen Bangalore, you have seen Gurgaon, you have seen Hyderabad, Chennai, all are technology hubs. I think we supply practically 40 to 50% of the workforce across the world in technology areas. So British Airways call center is in India, P&A containers, British Rail, all big utilities are serviced from India. So the IPO, like the BPO trend was there, which has become KPO now. And KPO has become to going to data now. So data is the big future now. You have data analytics, you have big data coming in, and I think we are becoming technology savvy, which is right. If you see the young kids of age of 3, 4, 5, they can search on the mobiles, the hands and the fingers move so fast. Even I am sometimes not able to do things which they can do very fast. So kids have become very tech savvy, and I
Yeah.
think we have all become very busy. So you always say to the kid, okay, take the mobile phone, play the game, so they can make a YouTube. So you have seen YouTubers of the age of 8, 10, 15 making YouTube channels. They don't make money, but YouTube business of gaming and is a
Yeah.
big thing happening. So I think the trend has changed, and we have to adapt. COVID has taught us that we need to adapt to technology.
That's absolutely true. Especially with AI and machine learning, isn't it? There's increasing ability of these machines to learn and act intelligently. They sometimes pose to take on human roles, isn't it, Mr. Pankaj?
I think, like, if you see Japan, I was reading an article that even in Japan, in a lot of hotels, robots are doing delivery, robots are giving you keys. So even it was in news actually 10 days back. So the automation has reached to a level that we have robots delivering room keys and taking you around to the room and all. So I think we will have that future, but in India we have so much population. So if you have robots everywhere, then how will you handle population? So you have to give employment also to people. You have to be justice to the population of 1.3 crores what we have in India. So I think we need technology, but we need to give employment to people also, because that is part of the package we have in India.
Right. Okay. That's really true. I would definitely agree that with you. Maybe we can talk about like what kind of innovative future trends do you think in your expertise, because you come from an academic area, so maybe you could tell us which areas are we looking into that we're going to go into.
I think if you see technology, as I told you, we are changing a big way. And if you have seen movies these days, if you've seen the animation which is going on into movies and the way the movies have been designed, earlier 20 years back or 15 years back, they used to be Star Trek movie which was there. Now you have like 100 times version of Star Trek movie coming in. So technology has changed, and I think it is evolving. Students have to learn that we have to use technology, but also we have to use soft skills which are working with teams, working with groups, because in IT and other areas you work with teams. So teamwork is important, ethics are important, responsibilities are important. You have to learn how to respect seniors, learn from them, and increase your knowledge. And obviously, knowledge is the key thing, that you have to be technically or very strong in the depth of knowledge, what you learn, what you train to do. If you're just doing things from just above, you will not be able to succeed. So I think technology plus knowledge plus teamwork plus your interpersonal skills, all these are important in future.
Right. That's really true. In fact, I was reading somewhere, Mr. Pankaj, that the AI market was going to grow into about 190 billion industry by 2025, with more spending being done on cognitive and AI development. So, in your own opinion, do you really think that AI will take over human jobs, or it will complement in creating more jobs for humans? So, will it work on par, or will it just replace? And are we going to lose all our jobs?
I think if you see the developed countries, AI is taking over. You have seen robots, you have seen a lot of things, you have seen immediate things. Uh, we have to slowly go to it, but seeing the trends in India, it will take some time. We are technologically behind for a lot of things. We have a lot of manpower. If you see, if you do digitization for everything, what will happen to people? We have to give bread and butter to people also. So I think worldwide in developed countries where population is less, AI is taking over, big data is taking over. These are technology trends, and you cannot go back from them. We are learning. If you've seen the government ministries or government offices 10 years back, there was no social media page, there was no Facebook, there was no LinkedIn, there was no Twitter. Now you can tag the minister of railways if you're stuck in a train, or if your food is not coming. I was checking the Twitter today in the morning that IRCC also is saying that we are looking into development all. So I think technology has helped, and it is good for people. We are in a big populated country, so technology helps. You can do a lot of things. The websites of government and ministries are updated. If you have seen in Delhi, the government in Delhi has made a lot of things online. You can get a driver's license online. You could never imagine having a driver's license online 10 years back, but this is what technology has given to us. You don't need to go. So COVID has taught us that why should you waste time in going to RTO, having pop up, having pollution created. You take a cab, or you go by car, or you go by auto. If you can get the driving license online, why to go to a RTO office? So I think technology is boom to us, but we have to use it together also. We can't give away jobs in India particularly.
Right. Okay, that's really good. I mean, I guess technology works in many different ways, and sometimes the faster it grows, we are thinking that it's going to replace the human values and the human touch. But however, it does complement one another to help get the work done easily. But on that note, probably I can just open it for discussion right now. There are certain industries that needs human touch. For example, counseling. When we have this, social work or psychology counseling, do you think that can be replaced by technology and AI? What's your thoughts on this? Open to all.
I think like counseling is an area where you need human touch, you need human interaction, because as Indians we love to meet people, we love to talk to them, we want to meet them, we want to shake hands with them, and it gives a confidence sort of thing. We are still not Canada or US where people don't meet people and just talk on emails or WhatsApp. So I think counseling and such areas will not be replaced, but you can still say that some edtech feature can help you, like psychometric testing came, so you can get a graph of what your thoughts are, what your fingerprints are, what your pulses say, but somebody has to analyze and give it back to the student that this is what the process is, this is what we think the computer says, but this is what as a counselor or as a psychometric trainer or as a psychologist I say. So I think we will still remain in business, the counseling profession will remain, and there's a big demand for it, I would say. Earlier, I would only say like there were like I think 5 counselors in Delhi, but every day you go on LinkedIn and you find 25 counselors have come up in Delhi. So you think, oh, this lady is also doing counseling. So it's a big growth area, I would say. So it is complementing, I would say, and it is good that people talk to more people, because earlier 20 years back or 15 years back, students were very confused. They would always follow some people or the students or some relatives or people, but now at least they can get a feel from 2 3 people, talk to people, meet them, understand, and take a call which is beneficial to them in their career planning, instead of Pankaj Jain saying it or somebody else saying it. And parents are also have capacity, have money these days. They can afford a counselor. Some counselors charge 5,000 rupees a hour. Praveen Mitraji charges 10,000 rupees a hour and all. But these are trained counselors or trained psychologists. They have MBAs and PhDs and whatever MScs in psychology. So I think it will obviously complement us. We don't say it is not going to go away. At least in India, it will not go away. I can give you a live example. I was in 2001 in Canada. I've got my Canadian PR, so I went to British Consul in Canada, and there was just one office. So I asked them, "How do you fill UCAS form? You don't help." Because in India, British Consul used to help filling the student UCAS form. They said nobody comes to us, so we just have one staff in education. While in India, you used to have 11 offices of British Consul and British Library at that point of time. So a big difference.
Yeah, yeah, certainly. Oh my God, that's a big difference.
Yeah, yeah. And nice to see you, Pankaj.
Thank you very
We're
much.
all
So nice.
So we
we're all
all joined in to meet him, huh?
so yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. One of the reasons to join today is
Sure.
to be able to say hi.
Thank you, madam.
I
Thank you. So
agree.
nice of you.
You started off by saying we as human beings like the physical contact. Uh, Maybe, I am sure I to love it, but it's going to change. It's definitely 100% going to change. And while counseling, which Shanti mentioned, the youngsters are very tech savvy, so they require less uh, physical contact, but the parents in India are not going to change. That's where
Very true. Very true.
we all of us
I
have been
think
around for so long, only because parents still need the hand holding. And so yeah, as a
there is another aspect also, no. You may get everything from technology, but that human touch, that emotion is missing. So if that emotion is missing, how are you kind of going to go ahead? At the end of the day, we are all humans. We need that emotional touch.
I think I
So
can totally relate with that. And I can even share with you an example. I think with the COVID cases in Singapore, the Ministry of Health had, they've been receiving a lot of calls. So what they have done is actually put it through a system that we need to key in a lot of numbers and then get in touch with someone right at the end of the call. But the whole process just takes like so long, and then we're just speaking to machine when we want someone to address that fear, like, oh, I need to stay home, or do I need to go to the nearest facility to be quarantined? But everything is automated with no, there's no touch to it. And I think that affects, especially when you're in fear and when you have a situation where you need help. I think that can't be replaced with a technology. It still needs a human touch to it, I guess. So I relate so much with that when Casey was saying it.
I think we
we
are not used to using technology. Like as Binduji said, that we are old, we are parents, so we are not used to. Like I give you a live example. Like in the airport in Thailand, I think they had tags of the luggage which you have to put on your luggage before they go inside. and there was a machine. You could just put your PNR number, the tag would come out, and you could just unwrap the sticker and put it on. But it was becoming very difficult for us to do, or me to do, I would say, because we have never done that. So we still needed a help. And the lady explained to five of us. I said, "I'm doing it one time. I'm not going to do it next time." So they are teaching people to become tech savvy, but we are hesitant in using technology because we are afraid that the sticker may not be stuck properly, your luggage will get lost. So we are not confident, I would say. But
Yeah, I
all across the
totally.
world, it is do it yourself. DIY is not a very popular word in India, but you go to Canada, you go to US, you go to UK. DIY is written everywhere. There are DIY stores, but in India, DIY store, I don't think we have in India.
Oh,
Totally,
it's
totally
getting there.
agree with that.
Uh,
Getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah, it is. It is. Even when you go for any of these immigration checks now, everything is automated. The
Mm.
jobs of most of the people have been taken. So we have Mayur here. Hey, Mayur.
Hey, Mayur,
Yay.
Yeah,
missed you.
finally. So we are talking about innovative future trends.
Yes,
Yes.
it's
Say
good
we
to
try
have you.
to add some innovation to our space, and we changed some routers, and that
So
ended
true.
again.
So,
Yeah, it's
guys,
good
I'll have
to
to
have
take
you
your
back.
leave. Thank you so much.
Thank
I shall
you.
leave you guys here, and you guys
Love
can
you and
continue.
leave you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Sure, thank you.
Now,
Yeah, so back to probably I'll just have to have a little introduction about Mr. Mayur. So, guys, this is Mr. Mayur. He is the CEO and the founder of Nomad Gao, a co-living and co-working space. So, Mr. Mayur, maybe you can take us through like what's so special about this work that you do.
Yeah. Thanks for having me here, first of all.
It's a pleasure.
So, the world of work, the way we learn, the way we work, the way we travel is all changing because of the pandemic. Uh, Millions of people are working remotely. Companies are realizing that they don't need to have an office anymore. So at Nomad, basically, we host people who are working remotely and traveling the world, or companies which don't have an office, but they want to bring their team together at one place once in a while, just to drive that human interaction. So basically, when I talk about we are doing here, it's basically we are driving the future of work, because future of work is basically not the office, but and not even home, because people have realized that work from home also doesn't work. So there has to be a third place, and we are the third place. We are building a network of such places.
Right. That's really good. But I was thinking like for students, you were saying that they can actually travel, they can study and travel, or they can work and travel. So what would be the biggest advantage for students to pick such trending jobs? Because most of them are aligned to conservative jobs because they feel that the pay scale is much higher, but they don't want to pursue a passion which allows them to work and learn and explore the cities. So, you're heading this, and so maybe you want to share the plus points to the students so that they can look at it in a different light.
Yeah. So pre-pandemic, our life was really, bifurcated between and weekends, or a, a quarter of or a year of hard work and a vacation of 10 days at the end of it, right? Time in the history of humanity, beautiful way. You can be sitting in a place like Goa and working from here. You can working, spend mornings doing yoga, evenings beach, keeping yourself fit. And this flexibility is something I think, especially young students who are, who would soon be part of professional lives, who will soon start their professional career. This because now you don't have to wait for a certain time in the future to achieve your dreams, live your
Hmm.
passion, focus on your goals, focus on what you want to do. You can do it now, and the and change in remote learning and remote working has enabled that.
Can I
Great.
just add something to this or ask a question? Are we doing too much too quickly?
Uh, we don't have a choice. Things are changing so rapidly that either we have to change with the time, or basically, you know, tell ourselves that we are not going to be part of the race, right? I chose to be in Goa because I said, okay, I don't want to be part of the rat race, don't want to be part of the corporate life. And I think this is a nice balance, right? Because you're living slow but still managing to have your career and grow in it. And I think remote work is, in fact, going back in time, and people had a balanced life, and they had
Mm.
a, you know, uh,
Is
they had
it?
this
You
holistic
really
view.
think so? You're very much part of the rat race. You're still, doing stuff. All right, you may be doing it a little slowly, but make no mistake. If you didn't make enough money, you would come right back to wherever you were, because then it made no sense.
Yeah. So this is the thing, right? Earlier, to make a lot of money, you had to be in big. You would also spend big
Huh.
money paying rent and all. Now you can be anywhere you want and
Mm.
still save money, save time commuting to office, and that adds to your quality of life. And then that time you can use to do what you want to do, what you love to do. And I feel that's the beauty of it. You are working the same hours. You are still a part of the race, but it's not a rat race. It's maybe a rabbit
Mm.
race. So
Rabbit race. That's very nicely put, Mr. Mayu. I think we have some questions as well. Maybe I can, share it with you guys and then see
Sure.
whether would like start. So we have from Ajay. He has mentioned that how to become a party of innovative technology or technical company with the background of management or non-technical studies like MBA, BBA, IB, and all business-related courses.
How do you join technology with that
Yeah, how to
background?
become a party of innovative technology.
Yeah, I mean, take us. I'm definitely not an engineer. I'm probably end by date is if not there already, and I'm learning to adapt. So I don't think you need to be um, technologically sound
Mm-hmm.
to use technology unless you're working in the area of technology. I mean, I don't expect a management person to be able to do an engineering job.
Mm.
That I don't. But if you're doing just using technology for innovation, that can be learned, I think, on the job. Mayur,
Very
Pankaj.
true. Very true, madam. Basically, like what the question said is like you can do a management, you can be a BPA student, and you can still run a tech company also. Because if you have learned the skill of management, you can obviously hire people to do the technology part. Obviously, there can be some places where you do not understand technical part, but if you want to rely on people, that is fine. But you can do courses like Upgrad, Coursera, and all. You have LinkedIn Learning. You can learn courses, very well explained courses. I did a course on LinkedIn Learning recently, so very good explanation of how to learn, how to do. I did a course on digital marketing because I thought we are spending so much money on digital marketing. We understand the features of digital marketing. So I think if you are confident, if you're passionate, then engineering degree is fine, but you don't need to be an engineer to be a innovative company leader or an organization or a CEO. I think. Or you can
Right.
add if you have
yeah,
more
I would
points.
like to add something to that.
Sure.
So as long as you're updated about what's happening in the world of technology and how you can utilize that in your area of expertise, I think that's enough. You don't need to know how to code, or you don't need to, uh, know any jargons and technical terms. As long as you're smart enough to use that in your field and find the right people who could do that for you, that's it.
Yeah, have the right trainers, take the youngsters on board.
Yeah.
Like that is true. Like when I did my MBA in 1995, and there was a choice to do a MBA versus a MSc course. And what the professors told us, the MBA is the general management. We teach you everything. And if you need expertise, you can hire a financial analyst, you can hire a CA. If you need a tech guy, you can hire a IT
Mm.
specialist. If you need a marketing guy, you can still hire a marketing guy. So you be a general management, you do MBA as a general management, and then you hire specialists who are experts in this area and who can help you. So a BBA or MBA student doesn't lose anything. He has all the skills, and it is the time you need to hire people if you think you need. If you don't need, you can manage. That is also fine, I think.
Great. Maybe Mr. Pankaj, I have something in mind. Maybe I want to share. Get your opinion. Like the traditional MBA. From how it started, how has it evolved? I mean, the trends in MBA. Has it changed, and how is it evolving? Is it including new, digitalization courses in it, or the combinations probably? So maybe since you're at the expert level, can you please share with us how did that evolve?
Basically, like initially, the MBA started with a general management course, where we used to teach marketing, we would teach finance, we would teach research, we would teach sales management and all. Then later in, I would say 1995, 96, they had special branches. So you could do MBA in marketing, MBA in finance, MBA in IT, MBA in HR sort of thing. And then again, it got lost. Like in India, it's slightly different because I think 2000 was the boom for MBA. So everybody thought that MBA is the future. IIMs were too good. The salaries were 20, 25 lakh at that point of time, and it boomed sort of thing. So
Mm.
everybody who was running a university said MBA is the future. There were management institutes. AICT was giving approval. You could do PGDPM because IIMs were also doing PGDPM. So whether you do an MBA or a PGDPM, it is same. So we mushroomed and we oversold MBA in India, right? Uh, Similarly, overseas also countries like UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand also MBA was oversold because a lot of Indians were going, so MBA was oversold and all. But then the trend started declining. Like a lot of people said, like, oh, we are doing MBA, it's become so costly. Let's do a MSc in international marketing management. Let's do a MA in advertising and marketing because MBA also required people to have work experience of at least 3 years. If you are going to a AMBA accredited business school or Equus business school or AACSB, where we call if you have all three, you become a triple crown accredited business school or a university. So these required minimum 3 years. The average age of MBA abroad is 29, 30 years. While in India, obviously, I am tech freshers, so people thought that I can do a MBA after finishing a BA or a BSc or a BBA, which I personally don't think it is correct. You should have some experience to do a MBA because then you
Mhm.
understand. Because MBA, we always used to say, is not a teaching course. It is a case study driven, discussed course in group. So unless you have people with like China, India, Singapore, Vietnam sitting with you and discussing what is happening in your country and evolving a strategy to solve, you don't come out with a learning. It is not like we are teaching you to cram a course in marketing and just write notes in the lecture and finally finish the exam. You are given case studies to discuss and understand, and then you remember the case studies, what was discussed, and then you write in exams. So it is slightly different package, and I
Mhm.
think MBA has evolved, but courses in accounting, courses in finance, courses in international business, which are MA or MSCs, have come up, and which are equally popular, and freshers can also do that, I think.
Right.
I just
Great.
like to add to that to make it very, very simple. Um, MBA is actually a mid career course, which is what
Mhm.
Pankaj is saying to us. It is meant for somebody with work experience because it's
Mhm.
a management development course. What we in India require is a management education course. We
Mhm.
believe that we need to keep studying till we reach the MBA. Finished. Now I've finished my study. It doesn't work like that. So the Indians needed something, and the universities took that on board and said,
Mhm.
"Really, is this what you want? We'll give it to you." So
Mhm.
that is where, as he says, when they became too many, when you try and explain to somebody in India that no, no, the average age is 24. I said, no, the average age is 24. Average. There will be more 35-year-olds, and we will be the 22-year-olds,
Youngest.
and that is how you get an average of 25-year-olds in that class. So that is, it's a very simple, has it evolved? yes, it has evolved. I think students are now looking at it and saying, all right, let me do a specialization. Let me be more job marketable, because the MBA may not give me
Mm,
the kind of job I want. Their CVs are not strong enough. So that MBA is no use to you.
yeah,
Is no use to you.
well said.
And
So I'll
as
give you a live example. I was, yeah.
Yeah.
Please go ahead, please.
Mayur?
Yeah, Mayur, sorry.
as Mr. Jain mentioned, the real value of MBA comes from having people from diverse. So
Yes.
the money that you are paying for is not for the books and the course material, but it is for the network that you are building.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because chances are that you can pay.
We're losing you, Mayur.
We're losing you. We can't hear you.
We'll come back.
Okay, so we'll just wait for Mr. Mayur to come
But
back.
that is how the MBA has evolved. So
Yeah,
future trends in studies is, I mean, has changed.
yeah.
Right.
The kind of studying, the kind of student um, has changed. Yes, Pankaj, would you say that?
Yes, madam. I'll give you an example. I was at a fair maybe in 2003 or 4 at a British Council fair, and a student came and he said, "I want to do MBA." I asked him, "What have you done?" So I'm in 11th class. I said, "No, for an
Yes.
MBA you need to do a bachelor's degree, then do MBA." "Oh, can't I do an MBA directly?" I said, "No, no. You should understand it's a master's of business decision.
Business.
You do have to do a bachelor's, then you go to master's." So the hype we have created with jobs and parents saying that I had a student recently talking, I want to do a bachelor's of engineering. The father is saying, "Sir, what about MBA?" I said, "Let him complete the bachelor's of engineering first, let him do the MBA later." But the parents are saying, "Oh, no, no, MBA is the future. You get higher salaries, you can do from IIMs, you can do from worldwide." And so the salary package is deciding what the parent wants to do instead of
Mm,
what the
mm.
student has an aspiration or what is his skills and capabilities to do a course.
Absolutely. Yeah. They may not even have a passion to do the business at all,
Yeah.
so that makes it harder for them to study and get better grades.
Hmm.
So maybe I'll have another quiz question for you guys and see whether
Sure.
you can let me know. By year 2020, by the year 2030, which key industries do you think, in your opinion, will boom? So, for example, it could be healthcare, it could be, so maybe you can explain like which are the three key industries and your explanation for why. So maybe we can start with Mr. Mayur.
I believe technology is definitely going to be there. It's part of our lives now. But at the same time, I think with remote work, there is this element of human connection that is gonna be missing, and people would need, you know, uh, of psychology-related service groups or networks of people where they can meet like-minded people and stuff. Uh, uh, you can say it's kind of Rotary Club or but more you know more geared for post-pandemic life, where you can actually meet people. So hospitality booming because people have this to travel now, and we'll see that growing as well. Logistics is
Mm-hmm.
which so much innovation happening in logistics. They will uh, will still
Okay. So maybe while we wait for Mr. Mario, Mr. Pankaj is over to you now, so you
Sure.
can,
I'll
yeah.
give you a live example. We had a vacancy report of 2021 which said what is the future after COVID, and it says
Mm-hmm.
the areas required till 2030. So the top areas which are coming obviously are healthcare, it is
Mm-hmm.
AI, it is
Mm-hmm.
education also, which is very important, and then it is management, and then we can go further down in terms of jobs. It is AI related jobs, it is big data type jobs, It is technology-driven jobs. Customer care managers you'll require. So you'll require management professionals also because you have to manage things. Hospitality, as Biur sir said, is also important. Logistics is also important. So these are the top five, six areas which will grow and which will be there. Less jobs will be there in things like clerical jobs will go away, management
Mm-hmm.
jobs will be staggered and differently addressed. So I think technology is the future, but we cannot forget healthcare, which has come up in a big way. Uh, Healthcare, logistics, these are areas which are there in future, I think.
Okay.
Mm.
That's Bindu ma'am, do you have anything
Well,
to add?
yeah, well, I would definitely say logistics, supply chain. You've seen Amazon has had one blooming sale, and
Mm,
my household has two deliveries every day with four people in it. Everybody, everybody has a delivery. So yes, that's going to be that's not going away.
mm,
People have got used to now ordering online. So that I definitely technology is a given because without the
mm.
technology, nothing is going to work.
Nothing more.
So I'm not even going to. That is the future. That is not going to go away. But what we missed out on also, I think, is the gig economy, the
Mm,
lesser, lower paying jobs. The
mm.
gig economy is going to be the support and the backbone of a lot of these things. So so the world is not coming to an end. Yes, technology will take over some jobs, as Pankaj says. The clerical, and that's not such a bad thing. I mean, if I can get somebody else to fill up a form, I'm fine with that.
Happy with that.
Yeah, very happy with that as long as I don't have to fill it up. But you know, do I mind such a lot of technology in my life? Yes, I do. I think they're just all over the place, and but I'm a minority. I'm a very, very, very small minority who minds it. Uh, but otherwise, I think technology is, of course, there. In my book, definitely logistics, supply chain, and healthcare. I think is going to be given. It's there, but it's going to be given more importance. The pandemic has taught us that a little bit of forward thinking never did anybody any harm. I mean,
Yes.
now, and we have all gotten knee jerk reactions. Suddenly, we are going to get how many? 4,000 new oxygen
Oxygen,
filling.
yes.
Yeah. I mean, when we needed it, it wasn't there.
Yes.
Now there'll be an overflow of it, and nobody will know what to do with it
Yeah.
because we are not
That-
hoping for another pandemic. That is for sure. We're
Yeah.
just hoping for
Not gonna
this.
go endemic. It's gonna be. Okay,
Anyway,
maybe on that note, on the last question, I think one of the students, Ganesh, has actually posed here in the chat. I want to go to a law school. So, what will be the future of this course? Will there be jobs for lawyers? So, I think in terms of the trends, do you probably see? I think I can link this up with probably. Do you see a courtroom being done virtually, or do you see machines with technology or robots actually fighting a case? I mean, let's have fun on the last discussion. So over to you guys, Mr. Pankaj. Maybe you can start
I think
first.
I think in the last 18 months, a lot of legal cases were done online, which
Hmm.
was a necessity. It was not, I would say, a good idea to do legal cases online. So I think law is an area where you'll still have people fighting the cases in a courtroom physically. It will not go. Obviously, law is a future. Also, I would say a future area because when you have all the big corporates coming in, you have all the litigations coming in, or you have all the contracts coming in. Like in India, we still use lawyers very less. But if you go abroad to US, Canada, uh, lawyers are used for everything. If you want to buy a house, if you want to buy
Hmm.
an agreement, everywhere it is used. We still have affidavits and all these things, small things in India, which are done by people wearing black coats and outside the SDM office and registrar's office. But abroad, all the things, courts are very important. Legal people are very important. And I would say in UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, lawyers make a lot of money after doctors. I would say I think the second profession which makes the most money. I think.
Yeah, because it's a professional degree. I think the innovation on in law has already started. The basic law degree won't change because you still need all those learning ratta thing by heart. But Now, if you look at the new LLMs that are coming out, there are earlier there was only a few that you
Hmm.
had corporate law, you had human rights, you had simple
IPR.
things like that. Yeah, now the IPR ones have become very important. You have
Hmm.
law with technology, which is an LLM in technology. Some of our
Cyber
universities are.
security and all. Cyber
So
security
there's
and
a
all.
lot of innovation in that. So yes, law is not going away. Is it Ganesh? Law is not going away. It's here to stay. Just be warned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and with
So,
more technology around, I think as you IP is going to be the big thing.
Hmm.
I
I
think
think
if
if I want to be a
people
lawyer,
Yeah.
I would
focus
focus
on
on.
that area.
Yeah. That's good. So you never know. I mean, the lawyers might have an assistant, which is a robot, by getting all the things for them. So
No, they'll use
there we go.
technology,
Yeah.
but can you imagine not having those law books
Yeah.
behind you? I mean, how sad is that?
And then you just need to talk to the robot and then it
They
tells
may be
you.
empty, and they may be empty because everything is online and digital.
Online.
Yes.
Digital learning.
Yeah.
Digital.
Yeah. That's,
That's the innovation.
yes, it is. So with that note, I have to say we had a fantastic day and a great discussion. Thank you, Mr. Pankaj, and thank you, Mr. Mayur. It's really appreciative to have you on board today and have a great discussion. So
Thanks.
we're going to leave and yeah, so see you all
Mayur, is it
again. Stay
raining?
safe.
Is it raining in Goa?
No, fortunately not.
I am in
For last
Bangalore and it
2 weeks.
is pouring. It is absolutely pouring out here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
Last
lucky
last
to have
week was
rains. It's so hot.
Oh, yeah, I think we have one more question. The
okay.
scope for hospitality management. Um,
Scope for hospitality.
yeah,
Oh,
I
Diksha.
think
the trend from
hospitality
Mayur,
Diksha.
yeah, touched on it.
hospitality can be in two areas out also, which
Yeah.
you're talking about the actual hospitals, which are
No,
hotels, which are the service industry.
no,
So if you're
hospitality, service industry.
service
Service,
industry,
hospitality, I think
Yeah.
service,
yeah.
Well, I
So
would
if you're
look at
talking about
it.
hotels, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, if
sorry.
you look at
hotels.
hotels, the chains are growing. You have so many chains coming up in India. As Mayur also said, people are traveling. He's still based in Goa right now, and tourism is booming. People have more money. The wives are working. Earlier, only one parent used to work. Now both parents are working. The flights, you have airports. Even today, there was an article about T1 airport in Delhi will be launched recently. The 85,000 people have been traveling out of Delhi every day now. So I think travel, tourism, hospitality, airlines are booming and will boom.
Um, yeah, but Pankaj, she wants to know the scope abroad.
Abroad.
Diksha, what works here works abroad.
Works abroad.
And by the way, hospitality does not mean hotels. Hospitality can mean airlines,
Service industry, yeah.
Yeah,
hospitals,
service industry. Yeah.
corporate communication, any service sector which requires
Service sector.
interaction with people
It,
is a great hospitality is a great base degree to have. Uh, I mean, that's
And
what
I
I.
think it's one of the booming industry that's upcoming as well. Yeah, right.
yeah,
Any specific country that has renowned hospitality course abroad? Good God,
Switzerland.
Switzerland, the
Switzerland,
biggest,
yeah.
the biggest,
Yeah, definitely.
uh,
Switzerland.
and of course Australia, New Zealand. Those are the ones which are very, very proud of their um industry, tourism industry.
Tourism
So
industry, beaches
yes,
and
that is yeah. So I would say these are the three areas. But if you have any specific country that you're talking about, you can certainly visit the expo and ask the RM booth. They will give you whichever ones are here today. I know
Okay.
the Swiss ones are here.
You're
Yes.
welcome, Diksha. So I think we'll probably conclude this chat. So is there anything you guys want to add as a leaving note to the students in terms of following the innovative future trends?
I think people have to be passionate. What they want, they should do. There is technology to help you and guide you also. And you should follow your passions, live your life, enjoy your life. Parents are supporting these days. Study abroad is a very popular area where people are going. And earlier, people used to have less money. Now there are bank loans, private companies offering loans. So I think it is the best time for you to go abroad and enjoy your life.
Right. Mr. Mayur, over to you.
Yeah, so I think there is a lot of information out there, over information out there. when you Google. So
Yeah.
when when you talk about just course with the future trends, I think the less is better. Just follow. Don't try to know everything about everything, because there is too much
Yeah,
happening around.
that's true. That's absolutely true. So,
True.
okay, so I think we'll wrap up so then the next session can take place timely. So, thank you again, everyone, and we'll see
Thank
you
you,
soon
Shanti.
and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Kunduji. Thank
Thank
you. Bye,
you.
Shamsi.